Ready to dodge all the space junk flying your way. Jump up, duck down, lean left, lean right, and clap to fire. Here we go. Well done, Space Crew.
Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to Spin It to Win It, the only game show where you spin the wheel to win big prizes. I'm your host, Vicky the Game Girl. Thanks for joining us today. I'm having so much fun this series as we celebrate the good news that Jesus came to save us, and all of you have been the best live studio audience. Remember that as the live studio audience, it's possible you could be chosen to play in one of the games on stage. You heard about what happened yesterday to Marvin on the set of Are You Smarter Than a Grandma Next Door? No. Well, for those of you who don't know Marvin, he's one of the smartest people I've ever met. He just got a new phone and he knows everything about it. He knows how to do all the shortcuts, get all the free apps, even programmed his phone to turn the volume down on his little sister's toys. It's the best. He shows everyone how to work their phones. But this weekend, he left his phone in his pocket and then he washed his clothes. Can you guess what happened? You know it, Marvin washed his new phone! That is a prime example of something we here at Spin It to Win It call smart, but not wise. Marvin is super smart, but washing his phone wasn't very wise. You could also say that acing all your tests would be, that's right, smart. But petting a tiger would be not wise. That's right. I think you've got it. Perfect examples of smart, but not wise. All the games we play here on Spin It to Win It require you to be smart and wise. Speaking of games, we have tons of fun lined up for today. We'll start with a brand new game, and after that we have a sweet surprise for the contestants we choose to play our next game. Then lastly, we have a game for the whole audience to play. It's going to be so much fun. Let's get started with our first game. Okay, here's how we play. We're going to press this button and the computer will show us a card. On each card is a clue. You're going to read each clue with me. With each clue, part of a scene will appear on the screen. If we guess who the clue is talking about before the full scene is completed, we win. Here we go. Let's get the first part of the scene up on the screen. And first card, please, computer. I am the father of a very important person. Darth Vader? No? Oh, next clue. One time, I accidentally left my son at church when our family went on a trip. This is hard. I don't know. Last clue, please, computer. When we found my son, he was at the church teaching other leaders about God. That happened to Jesus one time, so the person has to be Jesus' dad, Joseph.
Oh, hey there. I'm Joseph, and I'm the father of a very important person, Jesus. You know, being Jesus' dad puts a lot of pressure on a man. I mean, he's going to grow up one day and be the savior of the world. You know, there was this one time I took the family on a vacation to Jerusalem for a week-long celebration. It took us 3 whole days just to get there. Now, if you think 3 days in a car is bad, try 3 days in the desert glued to a donkey. Well, when we got to Jerusalem, there were crowds of people there to celebrate. The city was packed out. People were singing and praying and eating. I mean, it was a party. And after the celebration was over, it was time to load up the donkey and hit the road. The traffic was awful, since everyone was leaving at the same time. Well, after my wife Mary and I walked for hours and hours, we realized that there was no Jesus on the back of the donkey. Can you believe it? I, Joseph, the father of Jesus, lost my own son. Well, we hurried back to Jerusalem and looked for Jesus. It took us 3 days to find him. But we finally did. And you know where we found him? In the church, chatting it up with the church leaders. And Jesus wasn't afraid or sad. He was there to talk about God, and he knew God was taking care of him the whole time. I was one grateful dad to find that my son Jesus was safe, but I was even more grateful to see how wise he'd become. As Jesus grew, God made him wise.
Wow, Jesus continued to grow and God kept making him wiser, wise enough to teach the adults at church. So he was both smart and wise, which is also what our contestants are going to have to be to play our next game. Let's see, I need 2 contestants for this game. Who wants to play? Yep, you and you. Hello, welcome to Spin It to Win It. Tell us your name, and would you rather see a cat wearing a sombrero or a lizard wearing a sweater?
I'm Bella, and I'd rather see a lizard wearing a sweater.
And welcome to you. Can you tell us your name, and which would you rather see, a cat wearing a sombrero or a lizard wearing a sweater?
My name's Lily, and I would actually be quite surprised if a lizard was wearing a sweater, because how would they get it on?
Oh, that's a really good question. Well, in today's game, the only thing we're going to see people wearing is whipped cream. It's time to play Wise Pie Surprise. Let's find out how to play the game.
Wise Pie Surprise. The most popular pie in the US is the classic apple pie. Today you will enjoy a special pie of your own. Get ready for a Wise Pie Surprise. Each contestant will choose one candy card and without using their hands must find the candy buried inside the pie. There are many types of candy in each pie, but the only way to win the game is to find the one that is pictured on your candy card. The first contestant to find their candy is the winner.
Contestants, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to see which lolly you're going to be looking for?
Yes.
All right. Bella, can you press the big red button? Wow, you're going to be looking for dinosaur lollies!
Woo!
All right, Lily, can you press the red button? You're going to be looking for snake lollies!
Yeah!
All right, contestants, drop your hands behind your backs. On your marks, get set, go! Well done, Bella. You played a good game. Congratulations, Lily. You did an amazing job. You know what? I think they both got so messy, they should both get to press the wheel. All right, who's ready to spin
that wheel?
Take it away, girls. Wow! Sour straps, they're some of my favorites. Congratulations! Congratulations! You guys can head back to the audience and we'll have another game. See you in a moment. Wow, that's probably the messiest game we've ever played on Spin It to Win It. I'll tell you this much though, the only thing that gets messy during this next game is how much my armpits start sweating while I'm dancing. You do whatever you got to do to get a high score. That's how it works on Spin It to Win It. Everybody stand up and get ready to get a new high score.
Get ready. Go!
Jesus came to save us. We know there's power in his name. We owe it all to him who loved us. We owe it all to him who came. So jump up, hands in this bump, we win. So jump up, hands
but it was totally worth it because we got a new high score. Everybody did such an awesome job, and that means that everyone in our live studio audience is going home with some mini sour straps. Just check your activity bag. I love it when everybody does their best to get a high score and then everyone gets a prize. Today we saw how Jesus grew older, and while he did, he was learning more about God and becoming wise. Then by the time he was 12 years old, Jesus was able to teach the adults at his church about God. The same thing is true for us. As we grow in our friendship with God by reading the Bible and going to church, God will make us more and more wise. Everyone stand up and say this with me. As I grow, God makes me wise. As I grow, God makes me wise. That's it. That's all for today's show, folks. You'll have to come back next week for another episode of Spin It to Win It. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Bye!